Welcome to the Bold Encourager. I'm Rebecca. Today we're going to do something really fun. I'm super excited. We are making trendy desserts that came from 2019, and I figured we might as well make them at home. Why not? And these are easy, simple ways to make these recipes so that you can enjoy them and even have a chance to do them with your kids. So this one that I have right in front of me is actually the donut cone, also known as the chimney cone. And it was being made in a lot of bakeries and ice cream shops. So right here is the cone. I just went ahead and put it inside this mason jar just to hold it for me. So it's the chimney cone, or if you want to call it the donut cone. It's covered in cinnamon and sugar and butter with a scoop of vanilla ice cream. So you can, obviously with this, you can put any kind of decoration you want on it. So I'm going to put some sprinkles on it, make a little bit of a mess, and then just to demonstrate, and then a little bit of caramel, and there you go. It's a delicious treat for you and the kids to enjoy. Love it. Also tastes a lot yummier in person, of course. So good. And I've also tried the chimney cone, donut cone, or chimney cone or donut cone, whatever you want to call it. It's so good. It's definitely something you can do with the kids while you're at home. Quite enjoyable and very easy. So please stay with us. Stay tuned to finish as I go throughout this whole tutorial of how you can make this delicious dessert. I hope you're doing well. Please do like, comment, and subscribe. So let's start with the ingredients. 1 can of Pillsbury Grand's biscuits, 1/4 cup of flour, a mix of 1 teaspoon of cinnamon and 1/4 cup of sugar, 1 tablespoon of butter that will be melted, of course we don't want to forget ice cream. That's the exciting part of this recipe, of course. And now we're going to go over the toppings. These are just suggested toppings. Chocolate sprinkles is an option for you. Then we got the rainbow sprinkles. Then we got the hazelnut spread or Nutella. Then we got the caramel. Then we got the hot fudge. And these are just suggestions for toppings, but you can choose any kind of topping you want because you really can go with anything with this dessert, of course. Whatever you like on your ice cream goes well on here. So you're going to need foil to shape the cones, and I'll show you how to do that in a minute. And then you're going to want to take out some of the trays in your oven because the cones are kind of high. So you want to take those out. Now we're going to do the cones. So this is the foil cone. That's how it looks. You're going to basically take a rectangular shape. It's like a perfect square shape of a rectangle. And you're going to fold it in half and you're going to just form a cone that way. So very simple. And I'm just going to do a bigger piece right here and cut it in half so that there's 2 perfect rectangular shapes. And then just going to cut those 2 in half. Then take the rectangle and fold it in half, and then form a cone by just rolling it into a cone. And then my 4th one, folding it in half and rolling it into a cone as well. And there you go. You got 4 cones ready to be used to form the donut cone. Now I'm going to take the flour and spread it all over the surface so it's a floured surface. And I'm going to take the dough and pull out all of the biscuits, and I'm going to just put it into one big pile and just shape it into one big ball. Now you're going to want to roll all the dough out. You're going to keep rolling it until it becomes about a 1/4 inch thick. So I just kept flipping it over, rolling it out, just so that I could get it to that 1/4 inch width, so that I was able to cut the strips for the donut cone. So I played around with it for a little while before I was happy with the width and the length. Now I cut the strips. I used a pizza dough cutter, figured that would be the easiest way to cut the strips. So they were 1/4 inch thick and they were all different sizes. Just makes it a little bit more individually looking like. And then I wrapped each strip around the cone until I got to the desired height of the cone, pretty much covering most of the foil except for the very bottom of the foil, just so that it was a long enough and big enough cone for an ice cream. So I did the same thing here with the second cone, just wrapped it around the cone, and you can use water as like kind of a glue to get it to where it will stick a little bit better. That way your cone will stay together. Yeah, and this is the third cone, just doing the same process basically, wrapping each individual strip around it to form a nice cone. And as said before, you could just use the water to glue the individual pieces together, because there'll probably be about 3 to 4 individual pieces to form the perfect sized cone. So now you're going to want to put each cone securely on the cookie sheet, and you want it greased. They may fall down here and there, but I got a solution for that. You can add toothpicks to make them way more secure on there. And you want the oven preheated to 375 degrees, and you're going to want to bake it for 7 to 9 minutes. Then when they come out of the oven, you're going to want to butter each one with the melted butter so that they're all covered in butter, because they're eventually going to be rolled around in the cinnamon and sugar. So cover each cone, kind of saturate it with the butter so it's all nice and shiny and has that nice buttery color to them, and also will be easier for the cinnamon and sugar to stick to. Once they're all covered in butter, then you take the cinnamon and sugar. I started with a bowl, but it got a little difficult. So I added it to a plate, and then I just spun it around in the cinnamon and sugar, each one, until they were all covered really nicely with the cinnamon sugar. And sometimes it helped to sprinkle the cinnamon sugar on top of the cone just so that it was nicely covered. I would suggest doing this definitely when it first comes out of the oven, because it sticks a lot better when it's hot or warm. So that's the best option to do when you're trying to cover the cones with cinnamon sugar and you want it to stick really well. Now you're going to want to return them to the oven and bake it for another 2 to 3 minutes with the cinnamon sugar on it. And now you're going to want to take all that foil out of the cone so you can put some Nutella inside the cone. So I used just a butter knife to get the Nutella all in the inside of the cone. Yes, Nutella. So yummy. And then I used hazelnut spread, but it's the same thing. So there you go. Look how beautiful that looks. Doesn't that look delicious? Really delicious with the sprinkles on top and the caramel, and I really enjoyed them. I wanted to share some encouraging words with you. I know all of you are stuck at home, and like I am, I'm working from home on my day job, so I did have a stressful week last week. It seemed as though everybody was calling and was really flustered with how long every process was taking with my company. So it was overwhelming for me because I was trying to help them, but they weren't understanding the situation as it was. So I felt that how on edge everybody is, and that's why I'm making these videos. It's really just to encourage you and to help you feel that there is hope and there are things to do and there are ways to get creative and have fun at home. So that's why I spend time editing these films and putting them out to you, and I hope you're enjoying them because I really do put a lot of thought into them and really try my best to put something out there that will entertain you and encourage you at the same time. So I really do hope you're enjoying this. Please do comment and let me know if there's anything that you'd like to see. I'd be happy to try something out new, and I'm always trying to think of new ideas just to make it exciting. So I just wanted to share that with you. I know you're all probably stressed out with it, whether it be with finances or whether it be just what's next in your life. The unknown is very scary, and I agree. At times I'm freaked out by what's about to happen in the future, and I know that not knowing is what makes it harder. So I just want to let you know there is a light at the end of the tunnel. This is not going to be forever. This is a long season of sabbatical. We are in a season of rest, and we are very busy on a regular basis. So enjoy your rest, because I know that it's hard and you get stir crazy and everything, but just remember that these seasons don't come very often. We are creatures of habit, and we always are busy, and sometimes we don't have time for family or friends. So make phone calls to people that you love and care about. Show them you care. Also, there's Zoom meetings, and there's also FaceTime, or for people that are Apple users, or other apps for people that are non-Apple users. So there's so many ways to keep your time in this period of time of rest, to challenge you, to entertain yourself, to learn something new, and to be creative, because we don't get times like that to have a lot of time on our hands to kind of figure out what can I do next. You'd be watching movies, reading books. There's so much to do. It's just open up your mind to it, and don't let the craziness and the negativity from the news stop you from enjoying your life. So I just wanted to share those words of encouragement for you, because that's why I started this blog in the first place. That's why it's called The Bold Encourager. My heart is, and always been my heart, to encourage others. That's what I love to do. And I try to do things that are new that I've never done before. A lot of these things that you're seeing are totally new to me. That's where the boldness comes in. So this is the season of boldness and rest, and also encouragement. And if there's something you can do for your fellow neighbor or somebody that needs help, do it, because this is the time to do it. Let's come together as we are all in this together. Thank you. So the second dessert we did, I don't know if you've heard of the Cruffin, but it's half croissant, half muffin. And so what happens is, this is what happens, it becomes like, it has like the muffin structure, and then it has the layers like a croissant. It is very popular in San Francisco and New York. They have bakeries that make Cruffins, and of course they're on the higher end. These Cruffins were homemade and on the easier side, so we use croissant dough pre-made. But definitely a fun activity for all you to do while you're at home. And also it's filled with different types of puddings. I put chocolate pudding, vanilla pudding, and in the other one there's Nutella. So delicious fillings that you can put in each individual Cruffin, or you could just sprinkle it with powdered sugar. So either or, it's definitely something that you can get creative with. I happen to stuff mine with the chocolate pudding and the vanilla pudding, and as well as the Nutella, but you can also do jams. You can put caramel in them, chocolate, fudge, whatever you like. Definitely a well-diversified dessert, and delicious, by the way. So these are great for breakfast, they're great for dessert, they're great for just to get the family together and have some kind of fun activity. Let's start with the ingredients. 1 can of croissant rolls, powdered sugar, 1 tablespoon of cinnamon, and of course flour for rolling. These are the filling options: snack pack vanilla and chocolate, hazelnut spread, hot fudge, caramel, and of course you can use any kind of fillings you like as well with this recipe. So you're going to take the croissants out of the packaging and you're going to want to flour the surface. Okay, so you're going to want to split the croissants in half. They're usually in triangles and they're kind of the small triangles, so you see on each half there's 4 triangles and split into 2. Then I'm going to split those into 2. Now you have just 2 triangles and you're going to roll that out till it's just one piece. Make sure there's enough flour on there. And then I rolled it almost like if it was a cinnamon roll, but without rolling it, and then I cut it in half so that you can see there's this flaky center. That's so we can make it have the layers like a croissant would have in the muffin style. So the same thing, roll it as if you're making a cinnamon roll, cut it in half, and make sure you have those layers. And then put them next to each other. Roll out another one, making sure it's one piece with the 2 triangles. Roll it almost like as if you're making a cinnamon roll. Cut it in half with the layers. And then you have your last one. And so after you're done with this, there should be a total of 8. Then you're going to put them in the muffin pan and you're going to roll it with the layers out. This is so that it will have that croissant layer to it on the top, but still be in a shape of a muffin. And they're almost like a shape of a cinnamon roll, to be honest with you. But they just, at the very bottom, will have that muffin. Okay, and then I'm going to sprinkle it with the cinnamon, the 1 tablespoon of cinnamon on top. And I'm going to put it in the preheated oven that was at 400 degrees. And I'm going to bake it for 12 to 15 minutes. You just want it like a nice golden brown. So put that in the oven, 12 to 15 minutes, and it comes out like this. Now we're going to do the filling. So I used a chopstick to put the hole in there. And then I put the filling in plastic bags, cut the corner, and piped it. That would seem like the easiest way to do it. If you have a piper, obviously it's a lot easier, but this is the method I used. And I put vanilla pudding, hazelnut spread, and chocolate in mine. And I just piped it inside the center of where I put the hole. This is the chocolate pudding right here on this, as you can see off to the side. Put the hole in there and cutting the very small little corner so I could pipe the pudding inside of the cruffin. Then I took some powdered sugar and sprinkled it with powdered sugar. Look how nice that looks. It is delicious, I promise you. And I sprinkled it with some caramel just to give it a little bit more flavor. And there you go. You got yourself some cruffins. Look how yummy those look. They were absolutely wonderful, and I felt like I was in a bakery. Enjoy. So we just finished baking our donut cones and cruffins. I hope you're enjoying them at home. They are, as I said, delicious as if you come this far and you've actually made these recipes. So there's just definitely simple. Like I said, there is a way to make these from scratch and you definitely can look those up. I just wanted to make it easy and simple and something that everybody could do at home while they're in this season of rest. I just like to throw it out there If you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe. I do appreciate all your support. Please like, comment. All of it is important to me. Your support is important to me, so I really do appreciate all those that have subscribed and that are continuing to watch my channel. It definitely encourages me to continue to do this. So I hope you have a great day, and I hope you enjoy your week.